Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sumukascha ekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha. Lambodharascha Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha. Dhumaketur Ganadhyakshaha Phalachandro Gajananaha. Vakritundaha Surpakarno Herambaha Skandapurvajaha. Suklam Baradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopasantaye Yatyad Viradavaktradhya Parishadhya Parastatam Vignum Nidhanti Satatam Vishwaksenam Tamastraye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheswaraha Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Satchidananda Rupaya Krishnaya Aklishtakarine Namo Vedanta Vedhyaya Gurave Buddhisakshine Krishna Dvaipaya Namyatam Sarva Bhuta Hite Ratam Vedabhyabhaskaram Vande Samadhi Nilayam Munim Janmadhyasya Yataha Anvayat Yitaratascha Atseshu Abhignaha Swarat Vede Brahma Hudaya Adikavaye Mukhyanti Yat Surayah Tejovari Mridam Yatha Vinimayah Yatritri Sargo Brusha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Garbha Prochidha Kaitavotra Paramo Nirbhat Saranam Satam Vedhyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Sivadam Tapatrayon Mulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kimva Parairishvaraha Sadyah Hrudi Avarudhyatehe Atra Krutibihi Susprushibihi Takshanat Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Phalam Sukhamukat Amrita Dravasam Yutam Vipatha Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasikaha Bhuvi Bhavukaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Namaskaram. Bhagavan, with Bhagavan's grace, let us continue where we left off in our last session. We came up to Slokam 19 in Adhyayam 26 in Skandham number 3. Now, in response to Devahuti, sorry, just to recap, in response to Devahuti's question, please tell me about Prakriti Purusha. Prakrutehe Purushasya api Lakshanam Purushottama says. Prakriti in Slokam 9, she talks about it. Give me the Lakshanangal, the characteristics, the Adayalangal for the Prakriti, for the Purusha and the Purushottama. And then Bhagavan, Kapila Bhagavan, the replies, he talks about, we covered that just to quickly recap how he says there are Panchabhudangal, Panchatanmatregal, 10 Indriyangal, that makes it 20, the 4 Antakaranangal, making it 24, and then the 25th is Kalaha, the time aspect, how Bhagavan is present in as a Kala Swarupam, etc. We came up to. Then all these are done. Then in Slokam 19, very interestingly, all these are now there, but to put it in a simple but inaccurate manner, okay, because all these are now simultaneous, but so we can appreciate what is happening. It is not the way that I'm going to say it happened, definitely not. It's all simultaneous. But so we begin to, because we all try to intellectually, the curiosity, how did creation come about, that's what we're going through, which is something, as I mentioned in the beginning itself, cannot be understood by people like me who are bound by the Indriyangal, by the mind. Okay? It has to, you have to go beyond that to be one with the Creator in order to understand creation. Given that, the 24 elements are there, but they need to be so-called activated, right? the Shakti, the energy, that Mahat Tattvam came in number 19. Daivat, with the divine grace, Shubitaha, Dharminyam, the Prakriti, where the three gunas were in equilibrium, Shubhita, because time now has also come. So it got agitated. Sasyam Yono Paraha Puman. So Swasyam Yono in Bhagavan, in his own womb, the Garbham. And what did Swami do? Then in his Garbham, the time agitates this equilibrium, disturbs the equilibrium. Swami Adatya Viryam, his own divine potency, okay, that now shines, okay. Saha Asuta Mahattattvam Hiranmayam. The effulgent Mahattattvam that now encompasses all the 25 aspects of creation that we just enumerated and we saw. It is not separate from it. The Chaitanyam, the Mahattattvam that is present in all the 25 elements, in my eye, in my vision, in my ears, in my hearing, etc., etc. Okay? So that much we can understand, at least intellectually we can understand. So Bhagavan is inseparable, right? That Mahattattvam, we saw the operating principle of creation, because everything has to have a certain rule. This is the rule that has been put. Now Swami describes, so from 20 onwards, furthermore on Mahattattvam, etc., that we are going to see with his grace now. In 20, this very interestingly, okay, all these are done. Now, subtle, everything as we saw earlier, everything is kept in suspense, in abeyance, suspension, not suspense, but suspension in Bhagavan's womb. And then whatever is there already is what is manifesting itself. Please remember that Bhagavan himself has said this to Brahma. You don't have to do any new job. Whatever is there, just you manifest it. Okay, that manifestation is only through Mahattattvam and these other 25 aspects that we saw. So, the subtlest insight, that Sukshmam, how does the Prapancham come about? Only through Ahamkaram. That means the feeling of separation has to be there. I am separate from you. That feeling, once I have it, then I have created you and I have created myself. So two entities are created. If I always think I'm all one, I don't see any differentiation at all, there is no creation. So this whole prapancham, the subtle, the sukshmam aspect of this prapancham is this ahamkaram is there, and that has to be brought out, to be manifested. And that is brought out by the Mahattattva, because the Mahattattva is to give love and to receive love. That means immediately that is shining in me, and I'm separating you from me, and therefore I'm giving my love to you. So that's how it is manifested. Ahamkaram is manifested in Mahattattvam. And this Mahattattvam is kutastaha, is unchanging. It is present within us, but it undergoes no change. The prema, the love in each one of us does not change. The object on which we exercise our love may change, will change, right? But the selfless love does not change at all. And that is the root. If you want to call the whole prapancham, the creation, as a huge tree, the root is the Mahattattvam. And interestingly, while the Mahattattvam is also created Ahamkaram, Ahamkaram is also tamasic. It's called actually three qualities. Okay, but that is due to ignorance, isn't it? But that ignorance itself is brightened, is illuminated. Okay, like the way the darkness is illuminated by light, this tamaha, the ignorance itself is illuminated by the Mahattattvam. And that once I share the love that I am with others, what happens to my ignorance? My sufferings decrease, my happiness increases, my feeling of my heart starts expanding, and then I feel more and more and more part of everything that's around me. So this ignorance slowly gets destroyed and finally completely destroyed by this Mahat Tattvam, this principle, operating principle of giving love and receiving love. That's the only reason you are there created. That's our only job, not to earn money, not to go work and get a paycheck, none of those things, okay? Only reason is to give love and receive love. That is what all the devotees did. Any devotee you think of, Tulasidas, doesn't matter, Tyagaraja, Dhruva, doesn't matter, everybody did only that. Okay, then you do all the activities, that is different. So that is number 20. Now, this 21, 20 and 21 will take it together. Now, this Mahat Tattvam is present within me and within you. Okay? It is exactly the same thing. You call it consciousness, you call it Atma, you call it the flood of love that is waiting for me to open the floodgate of my selfishness. The moment I open my selfishness, the thing pours out uncontrollably. Right? That thing is the same thing in you and me and everything around. And that aspect is Nirmalam, absolutely pure. It is Santam. It is peace only. And that feeling of purity means becomes academic to us. But Santam, Amedi, the peace, that is something I can experience, isn't it? So, that through that experience, I can enter that. So that the Anubhavam of that Santam itself is a gateway to lead me to this, the ocean of Santam, ocean of love. And that is that Mahatattvam that is present in each and every one of us. And that is known as Vasudeva. Okay, Vasudeva. That one was that is doing Vasam, that resides in all beings. That's called Vasudeva. Vasanat Vasudevasya. Vasatante Jagatrayam. Sarvabhuta Nivasavasi. Right? Vasudeva Namostute. That is, we have seen that in Vyasavacha and Sastra now. That Vasudeva is described here. Okay? 20. Slokam 20. Visvam Atmagatam Vyanjan Kotasthaha Jagat Ankuraha Tejasa Abhibhat Tivram Atma Prasvapanam Tamaha. Visvam Atmagatam Vyanjan Kotasthaha Jagat Ankuraha Tejasa Abhibhat Tivram Atma Prasvapanam Tamaha. Now, this is describing this Mahat Tattvam now, because this Mahat Tattvam was introduced in the previous Slokam, Mahat Tattvam Hiranmayam Asuta means delivered, we mean that manifested. Delivery is nothing but appearance, right? Manifestation. So, that the several adjectives are given for Mahat Tattvam. Okay? Visvam Atmagatam, the whole Visvam Prapancham is contained within itself. If you equate the Mahat Tattvam to Prema, okay, then everything will become clear. So the whole thing is within the womb of the whole Visvam. You, me, and everything, or the distant star, everything is in that womb only, Atmagatam, within itself. Now, it is also Kutastha. It is unchanging. This Mahat Tattvam doesn't matter what you do, how old you become, how young you are, what job you do, how much money you have, how much money you don't have, health, you may be healthy, you may be sick, doesn't matter. None of those things matter. It's constant, unchangeable. Kutastha. Jagat Ankura, the whole appearances and disappearances, the tree of Prapancham, right? That grows and the flowers, and then the unripe, the fruit comes, the ripe fruit comes, falls down, some branch breaks down, the leaves fall down. So many things happen into a tree. Not all the flowers bloom into fruit, and the ripe fruit, that is also, right? Only very few do that. And but the root of all that, the whole Prapancham, Jagat Ankuraha, the appearances and disappearance of Prapancham, the root is this Mahat Tattvam. That's why I use the word operating principle. It's a limited expression, My vocabulary is limited. But that is the basis on which the whole Prapancham exists. operates and moves about is that principle of Mahat Tattvam. Don't forget that. Okay? And that is, what does this principle do? Of course, it manages the Atmagatam Visvam Vyanjan. Vyanjan is the verb there, which means within itself, this Mahat Tattvam manifested the Visvam, the whole Prapancham, right? And that Mahat Tattvam is Kutataha Jagat Ankuraha, being the base of everything. Okay. Now, it did one more thing. Tibram Atma Prasvapanam Tamaha Satejasa Abhibhate. So, this Tamaha means ignorance. Ignorance comes in several forms. We have 3 types of pralayam that you all know. Every night I go to sleep, I'm completely lost, right? And that is one pralayam, that is Nitya pralayam, daily is there, that happening. Then Yuga Mahayugam and all that, the pralayam comes. Then the final pralayam, which comes at the end of Brahma's life. Okay? But each one of these we're covered with, completely enveloped in, we call darkness or ignorance. The ignorance means absence of oneness with Bhagavan. And that, the feeling of separation that I have, which is ignorance, and what destroys that Maya, that illusion of separation, that is Mahat Tattvam. It destroys it Svatejasa, with its own effulgence. So the moment I start being loving to everyone, other than myself, and not limit everything to me and me and me and me only, the swartham is very bad. A certain amount of selfishness is okay, but too much of it is not good. So we must be like the nature is, everything is in nature exists for others except us. Please look at it this way. The tree exists for you and me, not for itself. So the sun shines for you and me, not for itself. Like that we should be. But that, because we are not that way, we are ignorant. We are suffering. What removes that suffering and ignorance? The effulgence of prema, Mahat Tattvam. So Tejasa, Abhibhat, it destroys it completely. It is the basis of creation. It's nothing but effulgence of love. The effulgence of love, nothing but, that's the only thing that is shining. But I am blind to it, because the cloud of my selfishness is hiding the sun within me. Okay? So this is the characteristic of Mahat Tattva. Now he further describes it in 21, again reading the 20 again. Visvam Atmagatam Vyanjan Kutataha Jagat Ankuraha. So Kutataha Jagat Ankuraha Atmagatam Visvam Vyanjan. So that is the way that we normally read English. Then Tibram Atma Prasvapanam Tamaha Satejasa Abhibhate. Now I hope you understand. Number 21. Yat tat sattvagunam swacham shantam bhagavataha padam yat ahuhu vasudevakyam chittam tat mahat atmakam chittam. There's a consciousness that we all have. There's an awareness that I am this body, I am this and all that. Yeah, but beyond that, there is also a level of the very fact I am aware of something. It is consciousness. Okay? It is one thing to say, I am this body, I am this, I am this, I am not that. Those are all fine. But that underlies a sense of awareness. I'm aware that I am separating myself from Bhagavan. I'm aware this is evening time. There's a certain aware consciousness that we have. That consciousness inside each one of us that says, be loving, be don't be selfish. And what is it that makes you go and immediately attend to somebody who just falls in front of you as you're walking on the street for no reason, right? So an absolute stranger that is on the road is so poor and starving and is asking for food and is begging. What is it that makes you go and give him food? It's not that immediately I am doing it, that ahankara should not be there, but there is something else that's making you do it. That is the consciousness that is completely enveloping you and me, the same consciousness. That consciousness, Chittam. That Chittam is Mahat Tattvam. And that Mahat Tattvam is Sattva Gunam only. Sattva means beneficial. Okay, causes benefit, just not helping and all that. Must be really doing good. What is benefit? Is taking you as well as the other person towards the lotus feet, taking him to divinity, taking closer to God. If I serve someone and he experiences Bhagavan's love, I am also experiencing the same love. That is Sattva Gunam. Bhagavatam is nothing but that. That is why give love, receive love. Give love, receive love. That's the operating mantra. Okay, that means you're getting closer and closer to Bhagavan, to love itself. Swacham. Swacham means Nirmala. Absolutely pure. Shantam. Shantam. The peace. The English word peace doesn't capture it. What kind of a peace we're talking about? That there's no desires. When there's no desire, there's no agitation. When there's no agitation, what is left? Absolute calmness, pure Santam. Bhagavataha Padam. This Anubhavam of this is the entrance and like a Google map that shows you the hey, this is Bhagavan's feet. This is how you should go. This is the pathway. And so, which one is spoken like that? We'll come to that. These are all adjectives. Yet aluhu vasudevakyam chittam tat mahat atmakam. So which one is now this also called Vasudeva by the name Vasudeva? Vasudevakyam means by the name of Vasudeva. That chittam, that consciousness that is present in everything, in my eye, in my ear, in my limbs, in my skin, and in everything, in my taste, in my speech, everything, in my thinking, in my sanchala mind, in my buddhi, in my ahankaram also, right? What is it that is present? That chittam, that consciousness. But yet, which one is sattvagunam, swacham, santam, bhagavataha padam, vasudevakyam avuhu? That chittam, that consciousness, that mahat atmakam, that is the mahat which is within us. I am inside it. I should think of it that way. That is better. Rather than saying God is in me, I am in God. That's a truer version of it, a closer version of it. Okay? So I am completely enveloped, both inside and outside, only by Mahat Tattvam. So that is the meaning of 20 and 21 together. I hope that's now becoming a little bit clear. Now 22. Sachatvam, Avikaritvam, Santatvam iti chetasah vrutibihi lakshanam proktam yata apam prakritihi para. Now the question comes, this is what creation is, and Bhagavan himself has now, yes, all these various aspects have been created, because for creation you need differentiation. The whole game is, it is differentiated, and my job is to integrate it. Okay, that's why the constant integrated awareness is Bhagavan, is one with Bhagavan. So it's like in mathematics we do differential calculus and integral calculus, and those of you who have studied mathematics, you will know or done calculus. Differential calculus is very easy. It's always easy to break things, okay? But to integrate and come up with an integrated understanding of things is a bit more difficult. And this integration is what we have to do. So when the thing came first, how was the Mahatattvam? It was pure. Nirmalam it was. It was absolutely, but it started undergoing avikarita. It had absolutely changeless. Okay, it was constant, no differentiation. Sachatvam, it was nirmalam and pure. Santatvam, peace. Embodiment of peace, embodiment of bliss, embodiment of prema, one and the same. So dharma, satya, dharma, shanti, prema, ahimsa, they're all one and the same. So santatvam iti chetasaha. This consciousness, this mahatattvam is exactly this, sachatvam, because avikaritvam, no changes, changeless, santatvam, peace. Then vrittibihi. These are the characteristics of this lakshanam, adiyalagal, okay, various characteristics, and the action that this Mahatattvam does, giving love and receiving love, is also pure. it is also changeless. It is also peaceful. Prithibihi, the various activities that grow out of it, they're all like this only. And that's a lakshanam. So how do I know I'm doing something very selfless? If I'm tinged always with selfishness, how do I know I'm doing selflessness thing? These are the characteristics. It will be pure. Mind will be absolutely peaceful. The environment is peaceful, no disturbance. The giver, the recipient, the action of giving, the action of receiving, there's no difference in any of these. They're all one and the same. That's what it will be. And now this is Mahat Tattvam, that is within present one of us. How is it? It says, Proktam means they said like this, Yata apam prakritihi para. How is this like? It is like the apam means water, and prakritihi para, the prakritihi in this case is not the prapancham, but when you go to you take water and when it is agitated, you get foam in it, or you go to the ocean, then you get waves in it. These are all agitation, disturbances. But without those disturbances, okay, how the water is very clear. There's no disturbance. Water is very clear and peaceful. It is, right, isn't it? And absolutely stays calm. There's no disturbance. There's no wind blowing, nothing. It is like that. Para yatha. Para yatha means before the water became in contact with the earth and other stuff. How is it? It is like that. That this chetasaha, this consciousness, Mahatattvam, is like what was like that. It was Satchatvam, it was Satchatvam, Avikaritvam, Santat. This is what Mahatattvam, even today, this moment, is present in you and me and in everything around. If I turn my mind to it, my mind also will become pure. It will become fixed and constant, and it will be attained peace. Very much is present. It has not gone anywhere. But then it attained this vikaram. Vikaram means changes due to the mind getting polluted with desires. That we see later on. So the consciousness, the Mahatattvam, is what is described here. Then 23 I will read, and then we'll take it up with Swami's case tomorrow. Mahatattvaate vikurtnavaate bhagavat virya sambhavaate kriya saktihi ahamkaraha trividaha samapadhyata. So Mahatattvaate vikurtnavaate bhagavat virya sambhavaate kriya saktihi ahamkaraha trividaha samapadhyata. Okay, 25 aspects we saw how everything got so-called energized, right? Activated by the operating principle of Mahatattvam, which is nothing but prema and nothing but selfless prema Bhagavan. And that thing is present in all the 25 aspects, and it's also the basis in which everything is present, right? We saw all that. And how this is called Vasudeva, right? In the various appearances is present constantly. How it is Satchatvam, Nirmalam, Avikaritvam, changeless, Santatvam, only peace, right? That is what this is. From this, with the 25 aspects, now the creation, the other secondary creation began. From this came Ahamkaram. From this came the Kriya Saktihi. That there are three types. That we will take up with Bhagavan's grace tomorrow. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om.